13, verse 5, it says, I will never leave you nor forsake you. So we can confidently say, the Lord is my helper. I will not fear what man can do to me. We are never left alone. So with confidence, we can say that the Lord is our helper. So we don't have to fear what can happen to us. So we can sing, be still, my soul. Know that you're the God I can trust. Wow. My God, my rock, be still, my soul. Know that you're the God I trust in. Be still, my soul. My God, my rock, be still, my soul. Know that you're the God I trust in. Be still, my soul. My God, my rock, be still, my soul. Know that you're the God I trust in. Be still, my soul. My God, my rock. Sing along with us. I know by now you caught on. Sometimes we have to sing our way through. Sometimes we have to sing our way through truth, to truth. Let's sing it. Be still, my soul. Know that you're the God I trust in. Be still, my soul. My God, my rock, my God, my rock, my God, my rock, my God, my rock, my rock, my God, my rock, my God, my rock, my Wow, we serve a God who is not only God and like King of it all, but He is also our helper. God desires to journey alongside us. This past week, I spoke with a friend of mine, and COVID had recently gone through his entire family, and they have multiple children, so it just lingered for a really long time. Just as they thought that everyone was better and thought that the other kids didn't get it, then someone else would pop up and begin showing symptoms, and so it went through their entire family, and they were, oh my gosh, in isolation for maybe like a month and a half, maybe two. And in speaking with that friend, I'm hearing all of these things, and I'm kind of knowing, we were just catching up, but my heart was just beginning to grieve even more, just hearing him share, his journey the past month and a half. And then he shifted and he looked at me in my eyes and he was like, you know what? I am still beyond thankful though, because if I had not just changed jobs, I wouldn't have had the freedom to even be able to be there to support my family during this time. Or if I hadn't just invested in this company, I'd be really, really worried about our financial well-being right now. But because of these other things that had just recently shifted in my life, that season that I've just come out of could have been much harder, but it was easier. And I was like, wow. It's as if God knew what was to come in your life, and God began setting things up to make your load lighter during this season. Because we all know that God is good, right? And as my pastor always says, God is good, hard stop. That's it. There's nothing else to add to or take away from that. God is good, so all He has to give is goodness, okay? So God doesn't create the hardships in our lives, but I do believe that God knows what's coming. I don't believe it takes God by surprise. So when we're in our seasons or when we're going through our seasons, it's as if God just began to set things up for us to make our load lighter. And I began to think about that a little bit more as we went our separate ways. I just continued to ponder on that because that was just really resonating with me. And I was like, man, it's like me as a mom. And right now we're doing some homeschooling, which has been fun. During our homeschooling time, like I wake up before my kids, and I begin setting the atmosphere. I ensure that they have everything that they need in order to do their work for the day. I try to remove distractions, so that when they wake up, they know that, hey, we're getting ready for school, even though we're not physically going to school, you know. And I set up routines and things for them to do that are going to help create order in their heart so that they're able to even enter into their homeschooling space ready to learn. And I do all of those things for my children on a day-to-day basis to ensure that they have everything that they need. How much more God does it for us? And then I thought about that a little bit deeper, and I began to think about my kids' future and all the thought that goes into their future. I have a savings account just for them to go to counseling because I'm sure that in some ways I'm messing them up. So I am prepared to lighten their load in the future by paying for their counseling sessions. Or I'm preparing for college, or I'm preparing for life insurance for me or for either of us so that if anything happens, you know, they're good. We do all of these things for our children with our limited resources, with our limited margin or ability to give. We do those things for our kids. How much more a God with unlimited resources and an unlimited ability to give. His margin, he doesn't have one. God doesn't have one. God just gives. And God gives, and God gives, and God gives. As you read through Psalms 104, you will just literally recount how God just literally cares for every single part of creation. So that tells me that God not only loves us, and not only do we have a helper, because helpers are good, right? Yeah, we like helpers. But God is also invested in us. I do all of those things for the children that I gave birth to or the children that I am in charge of. That is what I do for those kids. I don't do this for all children. I wish I could. My heart so wishes I could. But I can't do this for all children. I do that for my children because those 3 lives I am invested in. Friend, God is invested in you. God is your helper, and God is invested. And every single day, God is investing in you and pouring into you and setting things up for you so that your load is lighter, so that you are able to do all of the things and everything that you were called to do in this life. Be encouraged, friend. God is invested in you. This one is an original, so I hope you guys enjoy it. Neighbors in front of me, you walk real close, holding my hand, oh, never letting me go. You're my direction. You are my guide. Have you ever tried to understand it? Relentless love unknown to man. Well, giver of life, omniscience. I lost my way, got comfortable, didn't obey, but you're still Lord. Relentless love chases me. Now here I stand where I should be. I need, Lord, you're all I need. You're all I need. You're all I need. Yeah. You're all I need. When peace like a river attended my way, when sorrows like sea billows roll, whatever my lot, you have taught me to say, it is well with my